Good afternoon, everyone. This is Carla from Rehan Allahwala's World of Connections. Awesome afternoon, wonderful evening, and magnificent morning. I am here today to talk to Ibn Fazil, and I think I just pronounced his name incorrectly, but he can correct it in a moment. He seems like a very interesting man, and we'll find out about him in a few moments. I want to remind you that this show, like all of my shows, is sponsored by Rehan Allah's Institute of Peace, which is an online organization promoting peace one conversation at a time. Ibn, will you please introduce yourself and tell me if I'm saying your name correctly or incorrectly?
Thank you, Carla. Yes, you have named correctly. It's it's Ibn Fazil, and you just take it almost okay. So my name is Salim Ibn Fazil, and basically I am an engineer by profession, and I run a factory of machine design and manufacturing in vicinity of Lahore, second largest city of Pakistan. And along with that business of machine manufacturing, I run an organization, a social work organization, namely Khushhal Pakistan. At Khushhal Pakistan, we train our people, especially about the value addition and the preservation of the food. The people who live in far off areas of Pakistan, which grow food products, vegetables and fruit, they don't know how to preserve them and how to get full profit out of that due to illiteracy and lack of knowledge in remote areas of Pakistan. So our organization conducts training workshops in remote cities and villages. And also we have a Khushhal Pakistan Markaz, a training center in Lahore where we conduct different workshops. I am also an author and writer. My book relating to the different ideas of businesses and entrepreneurship, that is named Khushhali Ki Dastak, have been published a year back, and now second edition, which is in progress. So this is my brief introduction about what I am and what we are doing.
Okay, tell me a little about your book. I didn't know that you had written a book. Tell me.
Yes, I started writing about the about articles about the preservation of food and new ideas of business and manufacturing in Pakistan almost 3 years back. When I see my people, I have a feeling like that in Pakistan, most of the people follow the footsteps. They don't have indigenous knowledge or a courage to be the innovative, and they don't study much and don't think much. Most of the people of Pakistan. So in this scenario, most of the people and even entrepreneurs follow someone, some bodies, and we just decide to do some businesses after seeing somebody, that if somebody is doing something, they will follow that, but they cannot think a new things, they cannot set up new product, new projects. So when we see these constraints of the Pakistani people and Pakistani mind, I came with the idea that why should not I introduce some new horizons for the entrepreneurs and for the business community, especially for the manufacturing community of Pakistan. So I went across many countries. I studied the people, what they are doing in their countries, and then I made the copies of that processes and introduced to my people. So that was one series of articles I started write in the name of Khushhali Ki Dastak. That means the knock of the prosperity. When I had 50 or 40 articles about that, people started to ask me about that you should compile these articles in a book. So last year we had this book. In this book, we have almost 40 new ideas of the businesses which were absolutely maiden for the Pakistani people. So that's what it is all about, my book.
I'm sorry, I just got an important call and I had to tell the person to call.
It's
I'll call
okay.
back in half an hour. So your book sounds very interesting, and you're right, learning to preserve food is something everyone needs to do in order to keep people from getting sick. How long has this been an important part of your life?
Sorry, can you repeat? There was a little disturbance.
Okay. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, yes, now it's better.
Okay. How long have you been involved in teaching people how to preserve food? Is it
Yes,
something?
yes, it's about 3 years when I started writing, but practically we started last year. It's been an year that we have actually formed an association, and now we have so many equipments with us uh, in our center, training center. What we do actually, we hire a transport. We put a little machines in it and some. And display things, and we take it into remote areas where people grow that food. We go there, we collect some people who are interested in training, and then we train them that how they can preserve, because the life of the fruit and the vegetables is from few hours to few days. And when there's a season of any vegetable that is in such an abundance that people don't get the price right. So what actually we want that they learn that how to preserve for their food or their fruit for at least 6 months, that when that fruit has diminished out from the market, they can get the right price. So that's what we are doing since almost a year.
Okay. What was your inspiration? Because you've been around the sun a few times in your life to do this type of work.
Yes, you're right. I am about 50 and I started just last year. So my inspiration, actually, I tell you that I was somewhere in Singapore. Singapore, there were with my friend who wanted to sell some potatoes to a customer in Singapore vegetable market. We were sitting there, and that gentleman which was there, to whom we were going to tell that he can buy something from us, he told me that you Pakistani don't care about your food, and about 30% of your crop goes wasted. So I was astonished because I have a background of engineering, and I was from the engineering sector. So I didn't have an idea that actually Pakistani farmers waste a lot of their product. So when I came back, I asked the people in the business that do we waste 30% of our crops and grains? They said yes, perhaps more than 30%. And that was the inspiration, that was the turning point when I started think that I should teach people how they can preserve and how they can use their resources to develop their life and to become prosperous.
Okay. So it just happened in the past few years. And before that, what can you just tell us what type of work you had been doing?
Yes, previously I was just a businessman. I told you I am an engineer by profession, and I had a factory in Lahore where we do produce some spare parts for the automobile sectors. and other things also. We do produce some parts for the aerospace industry. So that's what I was involved, like all other Pakistanis, for about 20 years in my business career. I had no idea that someday I will be doing something good for my people at that time. But now, Alhamdulillah, we are going to plan so many things. We are going to make institutes in all over Pakistan, in big cities and small cities, where we want to train people that they can learn the value addition of the food, especially, and other things.
Wonderful. So you are an engineer. Do you
Yes.
enjoy your work as an engineer, and what kind of engineer are you?
Basically, I'm a material scientist. My scope is to produce and to new kind of materials for the special purposes. And we also have a casting industry where we make some metals, some steels, a different type of steel, and we produce this for the engineering sector.
Very good. Okay, let's get back to the preservation. Have you been doing online research for this, or did you go to school for this?
Research about what?
About your preservation, your NGO that you are starting.
Yes. I have learned a lot about the food preservation. I have some short courses from different countries, especially from Singapore and from China. Few universities I joined, and I have short courses about the preservation, and also so many things I had learned from from internet and other books. So I think we have ample knowledge now that we can teach people very good.
Have you started teaching people?
Yes, we have started. I told you we have a little training center in Lahore, where we have so many machines, prototype machines, where people can learn. People come and learn. Last month in Pakistan, there was a season of the citrus fruit, and we had workshop where we trained a lot of people about the value addition of the citrus, that how can they extract citrus oil from the peel, how can they dry the citrus to make that toffees and other product, how can they concentrate the fruit juices to preserve that for a year long, and then we taught them how they can make jams and jellies from the citrus, and also we trained them to make a dry citrus. So there are so many products, about 10 products from one only citrus, so we taught them.
And how old are the people who are coming to you? Are they of all ages, or?
Yes, all ages. Mostly they are from the universities and different teaching schools, you can say colleges. And but there's no limit. Even we have trained people about the 50 years old, 60 years old, all age group, they come and learn.
And what? Okay. What is one of the most important things that you teach all of your students?
Yes, this is a very good question. First of all, I think what I have learned with many encounters, that people they're not aware of the importance of these preservations, that what they will get and by this process, and what they can contribute to their own life and to the society. So first of all, we give them, we inculcate them the importance of this, that how important is this. Then we train them to the all other things that necessary for that production process.
Okay. What is the let's talk about citrus. What is one of the most major important points that they need to learn when it comes to citrus fruits?
Yes, what we have taught, there were so many people in the citrus training class from the citrus producing areas. Their major concern was that before going to market, about 20% of the citrus that fall from the tree, they have no use for that. So we told them that the citrus that is falling premature from the trees, that also has a very good peel, and that peel, are you okay?
I'm okay.
Okay, fine. So we taught them that a fruit that is falling from the premature falling from the trees, that fruit can also be used to produce the product from the peel. So you know the peel of the citrus has very good product that is called citrus oil. So we trained them that how can they use the peel to just extract the citrus oil. Secondly, we taught them that the juice, when they get the juice, that the juice has life of only 1 day. If you don't preserve that, it is starts spoiling by the bacteria. So we taught them that they can concentrate their juice, and they can pasteurize, and without any chemical preservatives, they can store that juice for 6 months. So this is a very important factor of that training that I think.
What is one of the most effective ways to preserve fruit, especially citrus?
Yes, for different fruit, definitely there are different processes. Our next season is coming of the mangoes. You know, Pakistani mangoes are very famous in the world. We
I
have very
know.
good varieties of mangoes. You might have tasted that. So for mangoes, now we are going to train the people how can they dry them. The best product of the mango is dried mango, you know, and world is very eager to have that. And one of our Asian countries in the name of Philippines that are exports dried mango of the amount of about $1 billion to Europe and other countries. So we train our people that we have ample, very big amount of mango production. Perhaps it is more than 1 million tons of mangoes we produce in a season. So we are going to train our people that they can preserve the mangoes by drying. And the question you asked about the citrus, I told you that the best segment of our training was to preserve the citrus juice without any chemical preservatives for the 6 months. So that we taught our people that product, and actually this will be very good to for you to hear that two people which had training from us, they have started their own business of the citrus product.
Wonderful.
Yes.
And what kind of citrus product are they planning on selling?
One of our trainees going to install a big factory of the citrus fruit concentrate.
Wonderful. That's very exciting.
Yes.
Now, how many students have gone through your program?
For this class, citrus training class, there were 25 students in that class.
40. How many students have you had all together? This is really interesting.
Yes, it's about 300 in a year we have trained till now.
And you just started training, correct?
Yes.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yes. And last year, this is for to see your excitement. I just want to add that last year we had 45 people in mango training class. And after 15 days, one of our trainee came back to us and he told me that he has produced dried mango about 500 kg, and he sold them within 2 weeks. and he was so happy that he has earned about Pakistani rupees 50,000 in 15 days, which he could not even imagine. So he was very happy, and he came back to tell us that thank you very much. You have trained me, and I am earning now.
That is amazing. It must make you feel good to see.
Yes, we are happy. We are happy.
Now, let's go back to mangoes because I like mangoes. I don't necessarily like dried mangoes. But do you have a process of drying mangoes so they're not leathery, but they're nice and they kind of feel fresh?
Yes, yes. When you try mango, there's a couple of ways. In one of the method, we use complete chunks of the mangoes, and in this process, it doesn't become leather and leathery. So the moisture content of the end dried product, that is of the much important. If we maintain that moisture content in the final product, that doesn't become leathery and it is very crisp. And I wonder sometime you will come here, and by other means I can send you what we have preserved mangoes. I still have about 50 kgs which we got during last training. So whenever the people come to visit our center, we show them and we get them that tasted. So everybody which come, that is so excited to taste that product is just like a very soft candy.
But isn't it getting to the point if you have so many people doing this that you will not be needed for long?
For?
That the need for you to do this will not be for a long period of time.
You're talking about the training program?
Yeah.
I think because our training is not specifically for the mangoes. You see, we are adding new training programs every day, every month. We will, if there's saturation of some process, we feel that there are so many people are in the market and the market is saturated, we'll stop training people for that product and will add new product. For example, there's a season of cherries nowadays in northern areas of Pakistan, and we are going there after 15 days to Skardu, and we have a training program for the cherry value addition in that area. So we have so many things, there's 100 kind of things that we can do and we can train people. So this is always an ongoing process.
Wonderful. Again, I am such a lover of mango. Are you going to be exporting these to?
Yes, of course. Our main target is to export that product, value-added product, because last year when we were training people, there were some clients from the Middle East and other countries. They wanted that we export the mangoes to them, but at that time we didn't have the capacity for their to meet their orders. But this year we are planning to export some big quantities, and by the time it goes on, Pakistani capacity to dry mango will increase, and definitely we will export these to other countries.
Now, what I don't understand is this is such a great thing. Why is it taking so long to develop in Pakistan?
That's a very good question. I think there is more than one reason. First reason is that there's a natural resistance in people of Pakistan for new ideas, for new things. But the major factor which I have taken, which I have understood, that whenever you go for the process industry, preservation industry, you need some gadgets, you need some machines. So that machines require resources. Our people in remote areas are very poor. They don't have resources. So many people, they want to buy machines, but they don't have so many resources. So this lack of resource is the major hindrance in the way of the explosion of this training program.
So what can we do, or how can we help you get more people and help them buy the machinery so they can?
Yes, we have a program. There are two big philanthropic organization in Pakistan. One, namely Ahuwat, you might have heard the name. The other name is Al Khidmat. These two organizations, they give people short, small loans without any interest. So we have an MOU with both of these organizations. We have MOU that the people we train, they will loan them up to 3 lakhs so that they can buy the machines necessary for this process.
And how are they extremely expensive?
No, not too expensive. For example, if you can understand, mostly the machines are in the range of $2,000.
Yeah, that's not that bad.
Yes, that's not that big deal.
Are they small enough for someone who lives in a house to keep it in their house?
Yes, they can keep that in their house, and that can be work as a domestic industry. Their women in the house can work. Their children, when they come from school, they can give them input, and that can uh, lift their living standard. That can add to their economy.
And how long does it take to dry some fruit before it can be exported? Go on, I'm shutting this down. Okay, go on. I'm so sorry.
Usually it's the process of one day. When you want to dry some product, it's the process of one day.
And then
hours.
how long does the fruit last?
At least 1 year.
So let's say you were exporting it to me in Washington, D.C. Would I be able to keep the fruit for a year? Or does
Yes.
Yes, good.
Yes. You will be able to keep that for a year.
What is your favorite fruit?
My favorite fruit, grapes. I love them. Also mangoes.
So grapes are normally turned into raisins. How long do your raisins last?
Our raisin can last even for a couple of years.
Excuse me, I'm so sorry. I'm not bored. I'm just very tired.
Oh,
the raisins can last up to 2 years?
Yes. Also, we can produce high quality vinegar from grapes, and also from apples. We have so many apples in our northern areas and other areas of Pakistan. And we have also conducted the courses about apple cider vinegar. So people are producing that also in Pakistan. And also we have planned to export that high quality organic apple cider vinegar to other countries also.
Wow. This is quite, I never knew that Pakistan had all those products around.
We have so many. But the real problem that even Pakistani don't know that they can produce such value-added things from their natural sources.
Now that's sad because these could be very good businesses for people.
But as I told you, that now we have some ripple in the tank, and people are thinking people have started to think and started to work about like these products.
But that's where it starts, one step at a time.
Yes, it will take some time. I think 4 or 5 years, when everywhere people will be doing the businesses like that.
Are you getting excited about this?
Yes, yes, very much. I have a target that we should export the fruit product of about $1 billion to other countries. We have the potential.
Okay. People are texting me now on this, and I hope they're enjoying this interview. So, what do you want to leave our audience with? The most important point.
For Pakistani audience, I want to tell them that sky is the limit. We should always keep improving ourselves. We should always be in the phase of learning, and we should always seek and eager to improve ourselves and to improve our resources, improve our earning.
Wonderful. Anything else?
So, and especially people of Pakistan, what I want to say them that we should work hard and we should never, never ever get, in the phase that we cannot do anything. We can do everything. We are no less than anybody else in the world, and we'll make our country prosperous and progressive, inshallah.
Wonderful. I love your spirit. I love what you're offering your country. And I really believe that it will become very, very successful.
Definitely.
Very quickly. And with that, I want to thank you for speaking with me tonight. I hope you enjoyed it.
Pleasure was all mine. Thank you very much.
The pleasure was all mine. And I want to remind people that this show was sponsored by the Institute of Peace, which the goal is to create peace one conversation at a time. And today it was Ibn E. Fazil. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time. Ibn, can we wave goodbye together?
Goodbye, goodbye. Thank you.
Goodbye. Don't go anywhere yet.